all of the chat is on, so don't make the same mistake I did last week. Okay, so this is what I got going on tonight. I got two Hydras for a Dark Elf army, and I'm going to do some terrain. And what I'm going to do first, I'm going to start with this here. And then as people filter in, I'll say hi and all that. I know I'm starting a little bit early tonight. I got bored just sitting here waiting. So I figured, why not? And what I'm going to start with is all of the little metal bits poking out. I'm going to start with this really cheap silver acrylic that I bought from Walmart for like $5. And it is super thick. So you know what super thick paint means? It means we can water the crap out of it. There we go. And I'll use the brush I normally use for my bases on it. There we go. You can just see how thick that is there. All we're really trying to do with this is get just those little flakes on there. Little metallic flakes on there. Because there's going to be so many layers of rust on this, it's not going to matter. And then this piece of terrain is actually cobbled together from the one-page rules urban terrain set. I put a couple pieces together in the slicer and I exported them as all one piece. And then printed her off, and this is what we got. I'm thinking what we're going to do is like gray concrete. Then we're going to have a whole bunch of rusted rebar and this big piece here in the middle. I'm going to paint that a color like it came off of a piece of equipment and just got thrown in the pile. There we go. We're just trying to get the metallic flake on there because we're going to do a lot more layers of stuff to make all that pop. Yeah, so we'll let that sit right there for now. Then we're going to move on to our hydras, at least a little bit. We're going to start off with Moon Lake Coral. Then we're going to do that for the tongues and all the face tentacles over here. A little drip of water as the Discord is going off. I'll use this brush. Let's get, there we go. Sorry if you can't tell, I record on my cell phone. So everything coming through is gonna buzz. For this here, we're going to pull it all the way back to there. So how's everybody doing tonight? What are you working on? What you building? What you painting? Let me just make sure. Yep, there we go. Making sure I don't have the same mistake I did last week where people were chatting with me and I didn't see any of it. Hey, it's Rainaholic. How you doing tonight? Started up a little bit early just because, like I said in the beginning, I was sitting here just watching the clock and I was bored. I just wanted to start painting. Hi, John. How you doing? How you doing? Oh, and the furnace. There it goes. Normal winter time. Normal winter time attraction down here. Sup? Sup, John? Hello. Hello, sauntering spellcaster. Awesome. Awesome. Synapse beasts are kind of a beast on the table, I'll tell you that much. Sweet. Thank you. This is God, I can never remember the guy's name that did this. I'm bad at remembering stuff when it's not sitting right out in front of me. But the community post I did a couple days ago, I was able to link his My Mini Factory account. And I really like his stuff. One, because it's not busy. It's detailed enough to be interesting. And as you can see on the troops, let me pull one here. Like the troops, they're basic enough, but you know, with the right colors and washes applied, they come out pretty darn good. And none of those have been washed yet. So a final step on everything. They get the oil wash. They're going to be nice and gritty looking. And really pull together the dark in the Dark Elves. Yeah, it's the same guy. Again, I don't remember his name. It's going to be on the community post. And whenever I do post this out, when it goes on the channel, I will put his name in the comments. It's okay. It's something I should remember. I should like write it down and have like a card here. Okay, so there's all the fiddly bits for that. And now for the Hydras themselves, I want to do like dark-ish bodies. Like this one I'm going to be doing Runic Gray, and this one I'm going to be doing Gravel Lord Gray, just to tie in because they're going to have all this gray rocky ground they're on. Kind of like that's where they're from. So they've got like the natural colorings of that. So we are going to do... Ooh, let me clear this out before anything. We're going to do Runic Gray on the snake-headed guy first. I could probably use the bigger one while that one dries out a little bit. And this is going to be like gray with some blue in it, is what makes it Runic Gray. Well, I had the exact opposite problem. The USB that came with my printer would not read at all. And the only one that I could get to work was a USB that I had had for 5 years. That was like the next one in line, and I was like, oh god, let me make this work. And that's the one I still have in the machine right now. So I'm not sure what it is. Someone said that there's a certain type of format that they need to be, that it's like the machine can only read that, and I don't know. I just kept trying them until I found one that worked. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. That is the name of the guy on my mini factory. Now, his Dark Elf Infantry, I know they are not on his My Mini Factory. I think they got taken down because they flew a little close to the sun. But that's not to say that they're not other places. I didn't check if he has occults, but they might be there. Human Defense Force should. The elves, they tend to spread out a little bit, so they are a bit wide themselves. Because the next campaign we got coming up is going to be Robot Legion and the High Elf fleets. I'm like, okay, what do I need to print for this just to get ahead of the game? And yeah, you get about 5 or 6 on a plate before it's full. But again, I'm also using a tiny machine, using my little Mars 2. So Thanksgiving's coming up next week for all of you Americans. Hope everybody's going to be out there eating turkey or ham or whatever it is that you guys eat, and sitting around being thankful. I had a fun experience this week because that new place I'm working, we have like a food bank every week on Wednesdays. And so yesterday was the day we had our food bank, and we got 100 turkeys donated. That was great. Oh yeah, absolutely. I work on OPR stuff all the time. It's just they don't make every army, and so as I go through, I get the stuff that is not going to be for them. Like right now, I have this guy here. This is a channel celebrity. This is Sir Simp the Maidenless in his second form, and I have broken his lance so many times. That's why he's down here tonight. I had to replace the lance because he's going to be in um, the video that I do next week. I always make like really cool Thanksgiving season videos. I don't know why I chose that one. It just kind of happened. What is the best Thanksgiving food? That's a tough one. That is a tough one because, I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of a big boy. There's not a food that I don't like. So you have your usual. You got your turkey and your hams and then awful lot of casseroles. I really like green bean casserole and sweet potato casserole. And God, I sound like Bubba from Forrest Gump. I mean, it's all good. I even like making like homemade cranberry sauce. Vodka works too. That's for afterwards. And if anyone's out there watches football, I think I'm going to have to break one of my Thanksgiving traditions. Normally, you watch the parade, you eat Thanksgiving dinner, and then you watch the Lions lose. But this year, they are doing it pretty darn good. So I don't know. That might break the tradition this year. We'll see. Oh, jalapeno stuffing. See, I'm from the South, and everyone else in my house is from Michigan. So anything spicier than like Hellman's mayonnaise, and they're going, "Oh no, I can't eat it." So jalapeno stuffing does sound awesome to me. But yeah, let me. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, we had 100 turkeys donated, and we thought, great, where you got them? Oh, you have to come pick them up. Okay, so I took my pickup truck over there. Hey Nathan, good thing you made it. Thanks for being here. So I took my pickup truck to a place called Abbott Meats. There you go. I'm Fort Myers, Florida, representing up here next to Flint, Michigan. And I found out that 100 turkeys weighs 1,700 pounds. As they forklifted under the back of my truck, I got to see, oh, my tires are low as they ballooned out the side, like, uh-oh. And then this is what we're going to do, Gravel Lord Gray. We are making some hydras for the Dark Elf Army that I am currently working on, which will be two, three, well, technically 3 weeks from now for you guys, but we are going to do the dredged Marines, the drowned Marines. We're going to do those this weekend for release next weekend, and then after that, these guys at the table. So I'm a little bit ahead of schedule. Trying to get ahead of stuff for the holidays so I can, like, actually spend time with people instead of being chained to the painting desk. This is going over very quickly. I like it. So let me blast through this color, and then we'll talk a little bit about what I am doing for the Thanksgiving video and how I have converted another Games Workshop game over to one-page rules. Well, I don't know if you could call it a game. It was more like a supplement. Blah, 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 blah. Can't talk. Howdy, Param. How are you doing this fine Thursday evening? Doing a little hydro painting. No, we're not going to be doing OPR Blood Bowl. No, I did not go that crazy, even though Thanksgiving would correspond to Blood Bowl. Because, eat your turkey, go into a coma, and vaguely watch football while you're trying to recover. Did I cover it? Yes, all right. So while I'm waiting for things to dry out here, I'm going to be doing like a harvest festival video. And it's going to be an Age of Fantasy. And what do you do at harvest festivals? Well, you have jousting tournaments. Why? Because you do. Because I like jousting. I used to have fun riding horses way back in the day. So what I've done is there was a supplement game called Full Tilt that Games Workshop came out with. And it was pretty cool. And I was like, I can run this. But then I'm like, wait a minute. Can I turn this into a quasi OPR style game? So I sat down with my limited brain power and I did. Do. So, again, while we're waiting for stuff to dry, in Full Tilt, what you have is they have like a 3-day tournament of jousting, and day number 1 is where they're trying to gain the ladies' favor, where you have your knights all roll dice, and if they come up with doubles, depending on the double, is how many re-rolls you're going to get in the jousting tournament. And then we'll have some fun with that. Have some, ladies give away their handkerchiefs, some of them their underwear. I don't know. We'll see how far in the video I go before I can cuss. Maybe. Meh. I don't know. So then afterwards, it's going to be 12 nights, and they're going to be divided into 2 teams for the first day. And on the second day of the tournament, so this is the first day, this would be the second day, and this would be the third day. So on the second day, you would divide them into teams, and then the third day, they do individual runs for whichever team won. And then, let's see here. I even made our own little tilt. Ta-da! Kind of vaguely colorful. That'll be fun. Now, when you're jousting, the rules or the way you win a joust is you're trying to break your lances on your opponent's face or you're trying to knock them off their horse. And every one of those jousting, what do they call it? A match? The jousting sets is going to be 3 passes. So, how do you joust? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to completely ignore the mount. Each knight gets 1 attack as they pass by their opponent, and that counts. Yeah, each. God, I can barely read my own handwriting. Each knight gets 1 attack as they pass, and then it counts as a lance break if you hit your opponent and they fail their armor save. And then once that happens, you roll a d6. On a 1 to 3, the enemy is unseated. They get knocked. They get knocked off their horse. Sorry, took a second. I saw chat pop up there, and they lose that joust. On a 4 to 6, they're able to stay on their mount, and they just counts as a broken lance, and you go for another pass. And then once a knight is knocked from its horse, it is considered seriously injured and cannot participate in the second day. Or a knight that is knocked from his horse is considered seriously injured and cannot participate in the second day. A knight that suffered wounds but was able to stay on his mount is able to recover enough to participate in day 2. So if you take a wound, if you fail your armor save, but you don't get knocked off your horse, you are still going to be able to participate in the next day. Your wounds are considered healed. This was me scribbling in the middle of the night. During a pass, a knight may choose from the list of jousting ploys. We'll get to that in just a second. And then on the third day of the joust, take the winning team or the 6 best of the survivors. Say if you had some people that got seriously injured out of the winning team, you take the best performers out of the losing team, and then you just run a bracket with those people, with those knights. So, jousting ploys. So I got a couple things here. Aim for the shield. You strike before your opponent. If both of you selected that ploy, they cancel each other out. You're both aiming for the shield. Aim for the helmet. It's +1 to the AP of the lance, but it's -1 to hit. A swipe, +1 to hit, but you strike last. That's like you just kind of going huh with your lance, just trying to hit your opponent, but it's not really going to do much damage. And also, you're going through the motion where of the swipe while the other person's just trying to hit you. A dodge is -2 to your knights, but you don't get a chance to strike. Or a lean in, where you get +1 armor save, but you are -1 to. You get +1 armor save, but it's -1 for you to hit your opponent. Like I said, I scribbled these. I'll firm this up a little bit as we go along. And then there are knightly virtues where you're going to be able to pick some stuff. I'm still not 100% on that. I don't know if I'm going to include it or if I want to just keep it simple. And then these were going to be the 12 knights that I have in there. We're going to have Sir Simp the Maidenless, of course. We're going to have an Orc Boar Rider, a Chivalrous Kingdom Realm Knight, 2 Halfling Chicken Riders, an Elf Silver Cavalry, a Human Griff Rider, Undead Vampire Knight, a Vinci Heavy Cavalry, a Goblin Beast Rider, another Chivalrous Realm Knight, and another Elf Silver Cavalry. And we're going to see how that works. Will it work? I don't know. So that's why I'm having fun with it. All right, on to the next color. Even though everything is still wet in places, that's fine. We're going to do some pallid bone for some teeth. If I can get it out of the bottle. Come on. Come on. I know there's some left in there. There we go. Just enough. So, that's my little ideas for a joust. And now I can see a spot that I missed. Yay, yay. we go. Got some big scary teeth on this one. Then we're going to do the little tail cap over here. All right. Now we are going to do their little fin back things. And for that, we're going to do a color that kind of pops. We're going to do Fire Giant Orange. Why? No. Just because. Just because I'm feeling orange right now. What was in the movie Willow, there was that thing that was in the castle. Now I always thought it was a Hydra, but I've been told it wasn't. But I always kind of like the color of that thing. It was just like it's like a yellowish skin color. But where we're doing all these, like, the whole army is going to be based kind of like how Warhammer Fantasy Dark Elves are kind of like based in rocky, scraggly, like northern tundra. I figured gray for the main color would be better. But always room for a splash of color. There we go. So what we got left? We got the belly plates on them. I kind of wanted to do those pallid bone, but I seem to have run out of that color. So we got to change it up. Was that it? Oh, I'm looking back at the chat. Was that it? Yeah. Full tilt. The rules for that were only about. They're only about 5 pages long, and that was full of, colorful pictures and fluff and stuff. So okay, so for the underbellies, we're gonna do some ruddy fur, but we're gonna thin that out. Thin that out a bit. I do need a hobby. I started honestly, I started doing this so many years ago because this would just quiet my mind. And then as I've gotten older, I need it more and more. So that's why when everyone else goes to bed, I am still up and I'm going to be painting stuff. Oh, the new job is going great. It is going great. Um, well, I do apartment maintenance. I'm a maintenance technician. That's what I do for a job. I'm a professional turd wrangler. So, yeah, everything's going real good at this new place. It's it's been neglected for a while. So I'm walking into like 600 something work orders. The shop is a mess. There was a mess. And everyone there kind of just accepted the fact that when things are broke, they just stayed broke. I mean, I'm not worried about that in the slightest. It's just kind of like any big project. You just start doing stuff, and eventually that number gets smaller. And everyone there is so happy when I show up because I'm there to actually fix things. Like today, I worked on a woman's stove, and it's a gas stove. It has 5 burners, but only one of them works. And the work order was put in back in March, so she's had one burner on her stove since March. And I got it all fired up today, cleaned out all the ports, and she was so happy. It's like moments like that make me go, okay, my job is actually doing stuff. I get to see like the instant feedback. Yeah, it's me and one other maintenance tech, and the other maintenance tech, he's good. He knows what he's doing. He started like 2 weeks before I did, and we're already knocking stuff out. And this morning I threw him on the roof. I was like, "Hey, it said we need to clean gutters." So I'm gonna hold the ladder while your little skinny butt goes up the ladder. And this way, if you fall, I'll try to catch you, but no promises. Where'd that gray go? Right there. All right, so these hydras for now, they are done. One's kind of bluer than the other one, which is good. Kind of gives them a little bit more differentiation, other than, this one is snake's heads, and this one is, it looks like my ex-wife. There you go. So those are done. So now we're going to move back over to this, which is where I started. I threw a little bit of metallic on the bits that are sticking out. So let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some copper in this here because I know that's supposed to be a coil. So let's just pull out some random colors here. Do some yellow, some orange, all my rust stuff. Desolation brown. A little bit of gunmetal on top of it. Okay, let's start with the yellow. What I want to do is this piece right here. I want that to look like it came off a Caterpillar excavator. So we're going to do some yellow, and then we're going to beat the crap out of it. Where I did this on FDM, you can definitely see the layer lines, but that's fine. That's fine. It's terrain. Just make sure. There we go. I don't know why it keeps not showing me chats until I hit the button. But yes, Eric, the full tilt rules were just like a white dwarf little thing they threw in there. But makes for a fun little game. And that's all I'm looking for, is just a fun little game. Okay. There we go. That part's yeller. Now, the next thing I should do, I should just go right in with the rust right now. We're going to start off with the rust texture. I know there's a mixing ball in here somewhere. I don't want to do that because whatever I pour this into is going to be kind of corrupted for forever. So let's use what I got up here. Yeah, okay, let's use this. This is a Saurian base that never actually made it to a miniature. Oh wait, no, that was better. There we go, a fresh one. Yes, back when White Dwarf had some fun stuff in them. Hit all of our rebar. So we'll hit all of our metal. We'll start with a base of this. Then we'll just dry brush and build up from there. Got our tin pieces here. At least I think that's, well, corrugated roof. Yeah, some of the bases can be a little bit a little bit busy. But whenever it's a real busy base, I just use those for the minis that are standing on one leg. Or this is terrain, it doesn't have to look perfect. Well, not like anything I do ever actually looks perfect. But that's okay though. As long as you like it when you're done with it, doesn't matter what it looks like to anybody else. There's my little Bob Ross moment. Well, well, thank you for one. Uh, I don't know. It's kind of I I can think my stuff looks good, and then I go on Instagram or on Facebook and see some stuff other people put out and go, oh man, my stuff looks like crap. Which, like I said, doesn't matter. If you think it looks good, then it is good. All right, we got a little random rebar done. Some of it back in. And see, with this rock, with this rust texture, not only is the color good for like rebar and stuff, but if I don't know if it comes out good on camera, but it's got the littlest bit of grit in it that will just makes it look like rust. Yes, I completely understand how teenage girls feel now. And everything I do is based on that 2 foot rule. I have some friends that have done some like they have online courses and stuff for painting and just just the stuff they could put out. They go for golden demons and stuff, and I'm like, man, quit it. Although the depth guard or the dredged marines that I'm going to be doing this weekend that you guys are going to be seeing in 2 weeks, I am actually very proud of the way they turned out compared to what. well, comparatively. Do a little red brick in there. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Hmm. Yep, they are. I think the same one you're thinking about. They are like, um, well, everyone uses them as plague marines, marines that have been stuck underwater. They're out in the garage right now because I did a little photo shoot with them. But I have their the Mortarian stand-in that uses these things for wings over here unassembled. So I think it's the same one you're thinking of. And again, I'm terrible with names. I think they're made by Minzak, Miziak, something like that. What was that? Okay. Yeah, I think that's all the brick, and if not, that's fine. What do we got? Where did it go? There we go. Do a little brazen copper for this piece right here. That is I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's screaming at me that it's a coil of some type. There we go. Then I'm looking for, like, where's that camo? Here, camo cloak for the random barrels. They're gonna be green barrels. Very green barrels. Okay. Now, I got a little bit of sponge over here. I'm gonna take this little bit of sponge. We're gonna take a little bit of black. Yeah, might as well. A little bit of black. Now that yellow piece is gonna be beat to hell. I am a child. Some of that cables. I got any more random cables around? I don't think so. Okay. Well, where do I store all of my prints? As armies get done, they go out into the garage. But let's see if I can do a little. And I have my random table stuff, and then I have boxes of stuff there, and boxes of stuff there, and more terrain and stuff I'm working on there. All those are full of random prints. So, the correct answer to that, where do I store stuff? It's everywhere. Just everywhere. I've not, I have not hit the point where the wife yells at me yet, though. So we're good there. Take a little bit of the cheap silver. It's so I can make like peaks with it. I'm gonna take that, and then I'm gonna use this as a dry brush, maybe. Just little touches around. Now we're gonna go into all those spots that the black hit the yellow. I'm just gonna dig around a little bit. Just dig around inside the black. Okay, it's getting there. This is starting to look like something I like. This has been washed. Okay, okay. Now we're going to take our other rust effect. We're just going to splash that around. Just kind of find the place where rain would pool on this concrete after it hit the rebar. And there goes the furnace again. All right, we are getting there. Now, we're going to give that a minute. Let that kind of dry up. And then we're going to do everything with a black wash. Oop, my little custom black container there. So while we wait, how's everybody doing out there? I'm gonna do something. A little bit of this in. Do I do this? Do I do it? Yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna thin it out a little bit because I think this is my like extra dark set. That's right, it's just terrain. Let's get a bigger brush. Get a little. Where everything's still kind of a little wet there, this will kind of blend some colors together. And I can take it off and then kind of leave nice flat faces there. All right. There we go, guys. I think I'm done. I think that will pass what I had in my head. Zoom in a little bit. Oh, not that much. There we go. Cleaning up my mess. Ah, all over me. We got that. And then we got our 2 hydras. There we go. Here, take cover, Hydra. 1 and a 2. So, like I said, these guys are going to get a black oil wash with the rest of Dark Elf army. Which, oh man, see now I got it all over myself. Never fails. Let's see. Let me show you off a few of these little things over here. I got, where'd he go? Where'd he go? So as they stand right now, this is one of the Dark Elf infantry. Really basic. I'm going to put one of the Dark Elf runes on here in white once I'm done with the oil wash. I don't know, whatever the long one is, it kind of looks like a corrupted note. Oh no, that always sucks. That always sucks. And then here are the bowmen, or the rapid crossbowmen. Again, real simple. I think there's only like 4 colors. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 colors on these. And then there are the executioners. Looking all shiny and uppity in their gold armor. And then the one character I have is this right here. I forgot what it is. It's this Dark Elf Noble, and it's going to be with the Executioners. And again, everything, this is all before wash. So we'll see what it looks like after wash. And, well, you guys will see it when it hits the table. Zoom back out. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Like I said, this weekend I'm going to be recording the Dredged, the Depth Guard, and then do that Joust video. And even though the rules were kind of short and simple, I'm gonna have fun with it. All kinds of fun with it. There's going to be the crowd cheering and booing, and I fully anticipate Sir Simp the Maidenless will leave still maidenless. We'll see what happens there. Yeah. And then for you guys next week, I don't anticipate doing a Thursday live stream next week because, Thanksgiving and everything. Maybe I might do something else, something random at that time of day. I don't know. How much family can you actually take, right? So we will see. But that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to me ramble on as I throw pigment on miniatures. And, yeah, I'll talk with you all later. Good night.